The holidays are already in full swing. The lights are up, you got good people, good food, and good vibes. And there to help keep that energy going is Sprite Winter Spice Cranberry. With that crisp cranberry flavor with a smooth winter spice twist. It's the drink that livens up game nights, gift exchanges, or just catching up in the kitchen with a burst of holiday flavor. It's a seasonal favorite, but it's only here for a limited time. So grab it while you can. Sprite Winter Spice Cranberry. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
The clock's running out on December deal drops at Lowe's, but there's still time to wrap up something they'll love. Shop great gifts under $50, like the DeWalt Elite Series 100-piece bit set. Plus, if you order by 2 p.m., you get same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop December deal drops while you can. Lowe's. We help, you save.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
And I'm live. And I'm alive. We have to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac star Wendy and Eddie Osefo in court today. I have a special guest, TariaSFaison, that will be joining me. I will try and upload this on the YouTube, because I know some of you do not follow me on IG. Some of you do not have IG, which is fine. But we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, including this Wendy Osefo situation. We have an update in regards to that. So I'm going to give you that update as well. If you're here on a Friday night, fantastic. If you're not, it's okay too. All right, let me bring up my special guest.
Taria, hey everyone. Let me know where you guys are. Not in Fraudo. Really? Not in Fraudo. Let's see if this works. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Let me just fix myself in the camera here so you guys can see me. Can you see me now?
I can see you.
All right. I'm using a different device than I normally use, so that's why. Perfect. Perfect. How are you doing? Thank you so much for doing this. Our inside reporter from What Else Is Going On podcast, TariaSFaison. That's a long title, Taria.
I know. I love it. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course. I sent you a text, but you already kind of knew that I was going to be like, okay, when can you come on to give us an update from the case?
Yes. If you didn't, I would have sent you a strongly worded text wondering where was my text to come on.
She did tell me that. She did tell me that, which is fine. It's just, please forgive my mind because, you know, I'm doing so many other things too.
I know, friend. I got you. I know, but I would have given you like 27 hours. And then
it would have been less. It would have been less than that because I almost completely forgot about them going for. I think you almost forgot too.
Yes.
Because the 19th just snuck up on us.
It was like we were just there. Oh, we were just there, but we were just there.
Can you tell people a little, just briefly, about your first experience? Because that's when you found out that there was going to be this December 19th hearing.
Yes. So the first trial we went, it was a motions hearing. They wanted to, well, let me go back. Remember when they were first charged, they were charged as co-defendants. Then they filed to be charged separately. The last hearing we went to, they decided to file a motion to be charged together. So that's what that was about. It was just them being able to file together, which is interesting because in this hearing at the end, on January 21st, we will find out if they are in fact being tried together because that's still
also, we don't know.
We don't know. And
I think the likelihood is that they will be on trial together.
I think so. I think so too. I think it would make sense. It was interesting because their separate lawyers are from the same firm. So like you had the younger lawyer was Wendy's and the older, I don't know if that was the father or whoever was Eddie's. The Wendy's lawyer spoke for most of it, but the other lawyer did step in and speak as well. Wendy had on a bust down this time. Y'all saw
I think it's important for us to talk about what happened during the last one because you took a photo inside the courtroom, the backside of Wendy and Eddie, which went viral everywhere. And I mean, I told you should have put your watermark on it. I'm glad you didn't because it would have been even worse for you.
Y'all, let me tell you.
Because the judge had a little bit of something to say today about that.
He did. I thought I was going to need Olivia Pope to come on down to Carroll County. The judge is, I said before to you that I felt the judge was personable and was nice, right? He definitely was. So he says, before they start, I would like to make an announcement. I would rather give a warning than have to take action afterwards. Whoo, child, I'm sorry. I'm just shuddering at the fact that I'm free right now. He says, the last time they were here, there was a picture taken in this very courtroom. The individuals that took the picture with bailiffs, 2 bailiffs standing right next to their bench, and that is not allowed. And he did go into saying how every county is different, because when I went to Karen's trial, it was like you could have been hanging upside down taking notes with your phone up. It was cool.
Which is interesting that we didn't see a lot of footage from Karen's trial.
Well, shout out to Chantel from Purple Panda, I believe, on Reddit. I'm going to get her exact name. When I got to Karen's trial, someone was being admonished for live streaming it to Reddit, and it was her. And she was there today. So I said, we both got our lashing from the judge. The judge used we. He said, I don't know who these individuals are. I'm sure he knew. Carroll County is not full of chocolate.
There wasn't many of you.
The only chocolate drops he knew it was a chocolate drop, and the only chocolate drops in the courtroom was us and Wendy and Eddie, both times. So he knew. So he said, I'm not sure of the individuals, but I just want to let you know there are cameras pointing down from the ceiling directly into the seats you are sitting in. Again, I'm not going to put those individuals in contempt. I don't know if they're in the courtroom. I'm not even going to see. I just want to make the warning. And at first, you know, like when you start a feeling of embarrassment, and started like from my midsection and started coming up, like my neck. And then I said, no, I did it for journalism. I took one for the team, as you and I discussed earlier. It was a lesson to make sure that I know where I am and what's allowed where, make sure I'm following protocol. And then the embarrassment went away. But I will tell you this. The last time I was here, I told you guys, Wendy repeatedly looked over her shoulder to see who was coming. She did the same this time. The third time, I got tired of her looking. So when she looked, I said, and she went like this. She goes, so like, she goes.
Now she looked you up and down.
She said,
for those that might be listening to the podcast version of this, Taria smiled and waved at Wendy, and then Wendy smiled and looked her up and down.
Kind of like,
I feel, what was your perspective on her looking around the courtroom, and why there was more press this time around than the last time?
There was press this time around than last time because that picture went viral. You're welcome, press.
Oh, I didn't think about that part.
I said, you're welcome. As soon as I pulled up and saw the cameras, I was like, oh, because y'all wasn't even finna cover this story before. But now you're going to cover it. I remember there being discussions on, was there a person that put this together, Eddie or Wendy, based on the body language and then seeing them outside the courtroom standing behind their lawyers. I sent you the video while they're talking to ABC News. Wendy is vamping to me, her face. I almost felt, and Wendy is just, and Eddie to me is just like not looking anywhere. I almost felt like Wendy was like the madam, like, did you put this together? I don't know if she's not taking it serious. I believe there is a part of her that is enjoying this attention to her. I truly
outside
believe.
The court?
Yes.
I have the video. I want to see if I can share the video with you guys. Yeah. Let me see if this works.
Corey tried to up the audio so you could hear it, but there was no way he could. But I want y'all to see this video and to concentrate on Wendy's face in this video.
Hold on. Can y'all see the video on my screen?
We can see it, but we don't see the top of their heads. We only see like...
Hold on.
We see from the neck down.
I'm using a new device, so that might be part of the reason. All right, let me go back to here. Let me go here. All right, so I probably won't be able to show you the video, guys, but it's okay.
What do you think?
Well, here's the thing, and I was saying this before on TikTok. I was live on TikTok, and her facial expression to me was sort of like she's smiling a little too much. And when you watch the video, and I showed the video earlier today on my YouTube. She's smiling a lot, but she's not smiling at the camera. She's smiling at all of you that were behind the reporter. Mm-hmm. And mind you guys, for those that didn't know, she spoke to ABC News. Well, she didn't speak to ABC News. Her attorney spoke to ABC News, and she was standing behind him along with Eddie. And she was smiling at you guys.
Yes. And that's what she was doing when she was in the courtroom turning around.
How many people were there, though? Like, paint the picture for us. Like, you have ABC News in front of you guys.
So when I walked in up front, I saw ABC News. I was like, oh, okay. Shout out to Chantel again, who is also a YouTuber and a blogger, and Pam, who was there last time, paging Dr. Pam. So we go upstairs. We go upstairs, and I knew more people must have been coming because the courtroom is small. So you walk up the steps. As I'm walking up as I get up to the top of the steps, I'm looking at the board. I hear the gentleman that's wanding people down say, as people are coming in, oh, you must be here for the Osefo case, I assume. Yeah. So that's when I knew more people are coming behind me. So outside of me, Pam, and Chantel, there was ABC News. There was the Baltimore Banner.
Yes.
I mistakenly said Baltimore Sun. Yeah, Baltimore Banner. And there were others. I wasn't sure exactly where they were from because there was a lady that looked like she worked in the building. And you can see in the video that I sent you, if you go back and watch, you can see her coming like she was running down the courtroom steps to get in front of Wendy and Eddie right next to ABC News. Oh. But I wasn't sure if she worked. It looked like she worked at the courtroom. So there was much more attention to Wendy this time around. That is a good point of you saying, yes, see, that it was just very much, I'm here.
That smirk on her face.
Yes. And
why was she wearing her Chanel bag?
Because I think they have it. I think it's been seized.
Well, no. Okay, other one because that was one of the. Okay, let's just talk about what happened in the hearing. For those that are just joining us, I'm here with TariaSFaison from the What Else Is Going On podcast. She's covered a few of these Potomac ladies. You were at the Karen trial when she was sentenced. And then, of course, you were at the last hearing. The trial we found out today will happen April of next year, April 2026. That's right around the corner. It's only 4 months away.
Yes.
And today was a very important hearing in regards to their financial records. And by the time you left, there was no answer in regards to that, but we do have an update. But before we get to the update in regards to that, make sure you guys are following Taria. If you're not following me, of course, follow me. There's 200 and something of you guys here for this update tonight, so thank you. Some of you who followed me over from TikTok, thank you. Paint the picture for us. You get into court, and how long was court today in comparison to the last time you were there?
It's about an hour. It was supposed to start at 8:45, started at 9. We got out about maybe 10:10. It was definitely much longer. So when you get in, of course, you see Eddie, Wendy, and you see they have all of their attorneys with them. You see the prosecution. This time, when I went last time, they called a couple of cases before Wendy's. This time, I knew Wendy's was going to be quick because when I looked at the docket last night, there were so many cases. But I knew Wendy's was going to be quick because, I pay attention. I saw her lawyer walk up front and then walk back to Eddie and Wendy and said, the judge is going to call a case and then he's going to get you up so we can get it rolling. So I was like, okay, great. So I knew that was happening.
Not special treatment for the public figures.
It was definitely, it felt like, what is it called? When you're surreal. It felt like surreal, like listening to this. And I will say this, for the jurors that are going to be selected, they are going to have to really pay attention to facts. Because as I would listen to the defense speak, and I would be like, oh, I see what they're saying.
Case closed.
Case closed. Listen to the prosecution. Case is reopened twice. Like, they've got some stuff. The interesting thing, what stood out to me was that we are not arguing whether they did this. We're not arguing that they submitted receipts for items that they had already returned. I posted that the prosecution came out and said, we have items dating back to 2010 that they returned, but they just started at 2018. They didn't want the bank to have to get all of those records. So items from 2010 were being reported as stolen. So to me, when you really listen, it's the defense is arguing, hey, the state is trying this in the court of public opinion, and they're trying to paint a narrative about Wendy. And the state is saying, this creates motive. we want all this information because this creates motive. But it's interesting that no one is arguing, hey, we have evidence that they didn't do it. Because they have evidence to me that they did do it.
And today was about getting more evidence from their bank and credit card statements.
Yes, and that was really interesting. So it was the motions hearing today to get I'm learning new words, to get the items quashed, which means null and voided. I'm going to be using that word from now on.
Quashed.
So quash, we needed to be quashed. What the defense was saying was the prosecution wants 8 to 10 years worth of bank records. That's going to put an undue burden on the defense when they have a hearing when they have a trial 4 months away. That's not really fair to them. The prosecution volleyed back and said, there's no burden for you. We're the ones getting the records. We've gotten the records, about 40 records. And then the judge says, did the banks have issues with you getting the objections? And she said, no. So I knew, I was like, that's a point in their favor. Also, I want to bring up the defense right before they got into that. He led with, evidently, when it comes to jury selection, there's a rule or some type of rule that they follow to select the jury. Well, he said in Eddie and Wendy's case, their constitutional rights would not be enforced because you're supposed to have a jury of your peers. And in Carroll County, it's not.
Very white.
He said it's not, his words were, it's not urban like Baltimore County and Baltimore City.
Wait, who said it was not urban?
The defense.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to pivot real quickly to after this was over, because I feel like this provides a lot of context for people who are watching and how we talk about how Carroll County is white. So he mentions that, right? He makes race a factor. After it was over, there was a woman that was inside as well, blonde hair, blue eyed, older woman. She had a service animal. She comes over. She says, oh my God, I live in Carroll County. And when I found out Wendy, the housewife, and I watch her, I had to come. But I'm really sad that he brought up race. She was sad, and she was like, oh, I can't believe this, that he would bring up race, because I've never experienced that. I could feel it coming from my feet. And because I had so much energy, I wrapped my arms around my notebook because I was like, Taria, just be quiet. And she says, yeah, I just really sad. I've never experienced that. So someone that was there with me, shout out to Pam, she said, well, I can say this. I've never felt unsafe. And then the lady jumps on that and says, yes, see? And I had to speak. So I said, my cousin was married to a white woman. They have 2 biracial daughters. He's had issues. She said, oh, really? And I said, not to mention, you wouldn't experience it. You're white. And she said, you're so right. You are so right. I was trying to, and she's going, I was trying to watch my words and say the right thing. I said, I'm not expecting you to understand, because again, you would not experience it because you are white. And she said, you know what? You're absolutely right. Fortunately, but not fortunately, I don't worry about going into a store wondering what people think about me because I'm white. I said, And then we moved along. So that's the attitude that's in. It's, we love each other here. Because she said, there's Indians in my neighborhood. There's Black people. We're everywhere. That doesn't mean that there's not racism there. So she was very taken aback by the defense bringing in race into it.
Which is valid. It's a valid argument.
Yes. And again, and my girlfriend who had the paralegal firm, she's actually studying for the bar now. In the very beginning, she said, Wendy and Eddie would be better trying to get it moved because they're not going to get a jury of their peers in Carroll County. And I hadn't thought about that.
Have they made a motion to move it?
Not that I've seen. No, not from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So then they talk about the financials, and it was really funny to hear the lawyer mention Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy in the courtroom. And he says the the prosecution is just throwing statements out to so the media will pick it up. They're trying to paint a picture. There is no Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy are in no way tied to fraud. They use that to get packages sent to their home. That's it. That is all. Also, they alleged there was Wendy and PayPal, how Wendy said she never used PayPal. And he was trying to say PayPal is something totally separate, has nothing to do with anything. And then the prosecution came back and said it's actually tied to the banks.
And you saw this week that PayPal just recently said that they've moved forward to become a bank.
No, I did. Okay.
Just saying. I mean, I don't know if it's relevant, but it should be noted.
Yes. Okay, that's interesting. The defense says the state has been investigating 18 months. They're just now asking for subpoenas. And the discovery that they have is very little. And from what the defense has seen, there's nothing nefarious. There's nothing in the discovery that proves anything. So the Osefos are not getting their due process rights. I was like, okay, he was very passionate about that. He said he wants the subpoena squashed, and some of it could be relevant, but it needs to be tailored specifically to what they're looking for. The judge wants to know, well, what do you want tailored? He brings up, this is what I want. This, that's the minutia of it all. Again, Wendy's PayPal usage, there's no connection. The prosecution begs to differ. Another lawyer spoke up about a Rule 17 in a trial, basically saying the allegation is that misrepresentations were made to an insurance company, not to a financial institution. Thus, why do you need financial records? The prosecution is saying, but the financial records, if we look at them and see they live a lifestyle of buying luxurious items and returning them, that shows motive. So the prosecution's whole thing is we need these records to look at their spending habits and show you that there's motive for doing this. I told you this. I was wondering, well, did they get any of the $450,000? They did all this, y'all, and only got $25,000.
Yeah.
And
I forgot where we found that out when in covering this. We found that out when it initially happened. I found that out. I forgot where we found it out. I think it was in the prosecution's in their court documents, and we found out they only got so far. They were trying to get the $400 and something thousand. However, they weren't even able, because that's where it triggered off alarms to the insurance.
Well, and the prosecution said they were only, she said, and they were only able to get $25,000, and then the insurance companies caught on. Those were her words, caught on. What was interesting was when they talked about, the bank records are not going to have any bearing on the outcome of the case. The prosecution was saying, well, we see a lot. We want those business financial records because there's a lot of transfers from the business account to the personal account. So something could be going on and they want to see why. And she let the defense know, we did request subpoenas and different items before we charged, but the state can request items anytime during the investigation. So basically she was like, so we can request items up until, because you look at one thing, then it makes you look at one thing and it triggers another thing so you can continue. They also said,
wow,
they have an obligation in the interest of justice and fairness and an obligation to the public, because this is a financial crime that could affect the public. So the public has a right to be aware of all of this. I was like, oh, because the big thing is everything will be exposed. Their business records, their financial record, like their personal records, everything will be up.
I.e., they're acting, at least in season 10, that they're doing extremely well. The business is doing well. They're doing, I mean, she's been giving this very luxurious lifestyle. They're fixing up their home they were just in this past week talking about the different renovations that they're done. Yeah, we just got $100,000 invoice. That's just one invoice. And they have all these other things. She's not paying attention to the budget. It's not looking good. And I'm not sure if they're going to use footage against them in court, but that might be the next thing.
That's what I was wondering, because I'm like, man, the very first episode of this season is her starting off talking about renovations and costs. It's like, this is not good. What I found was interesting. There were arguments. I'm sure you see discussion online about, well, how do we know that's Wendy's wedding ring? How do we know she didn't replace it? How do we know it's not a duplicate? How do we know her Chanel bag that she had was the one she reported stolen? Prosecution said the Osefos were asked specifically, did you replace any of the stolen items? And their answer was no. So when they
So that was the argument that a lot of people were saying. Well, what the items that the 15 items that they found in the house during their search that they claimed were stolen and ended up finding it in the house. So them saying that they never replaced them says that they lied about those items. 15.
Yes. 15.
I want her to know, not 3 or 4, and 15.
Well, of that 15, this is where it got kind of spicy a little bit. The prosecution, so the judge asked the question and the prosecution was like, well, I can go into some things or not. Because the judge was like, well, some of this will be for the trial. Like, there are just certain things that they wanted to hear. So the judge says, okay, to the prosecution. So she goes, during the search warrant, and then the defense says, objection. Like, basically, it's not relevant. Judge allowed her to proceed.
Prosecutor to proceed.
Yes, the prosecutor to proceed. They found 4 wallets with multiple credit cards in them. One of them was Eddie's. So she said the first wallet she was very clear to say it was a Chanel lambskin wallet.
Oh,
that was reported stolen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes. So, and it had 9 credit cards in it. Another wallet they found had 15 credit cards / debit cards. Another wallet they found had 24 debit / credit cards. She said in total, they found 67 credit cards between all the wallets that were either credit, debit, or store cards, like a Neiman's, like where they would purchase and buy things. Now, my first thought was maybe some of them are expired. So then the defense jumps on that and says, the state just proved our case. They're trying this out in front of the media. So he turns around. They're trying this out in front of the media. There's no proof that all those credit cards are active right now. They could have been expired. They could have
67 credit cards.
67 credit / debit / store cards. Yep. 67.
That seems to be the number of 2025. 67.
The number of 2025.
67 credit cards. And that was the argument that they said that some of those credit cards were expired.
That they could have been. There's no proof. Because he doesn't.
Oh, wait. Did they say could have been or it said?
Could have been.
Okay. All right, defense. That's the 1 or 2 of those could have been expired. And the other 65.
60. To me, my first thought was, okay, some of them may be expired. Some of them they may not use, but not that many. Because that would be every single year since you had I would think. Even if you have 10 credit cards and you had to do 10 replacements because of the expiration date, 67, and they are looking for specific stores, not like a Lowe's or this. They're looking for a Neiman's, where she would buy these expensive things. At one point, the prosecution brings up the cost of the bag. She said, my most expensive bag is $350. We're talking $8,000 Chanel bags. And the defense was like, that wasn't relevant. That wasn't necessary for you to say. Again, basically, you're throwing that out there to fan flames for the media to cover it. So I was like, wow.
And we are.
And
look at we are.
And when he would turn around and address us, it was like, okay, I'm a journalist. What? Oh, also.
You're earning your stripes.
Yeah, I'm earning, because I got a lashing today. Also, the Osefo, the prosecution says the Osefos have very little money, despite their public images. The defense was very upset with that because they're like, once again, you're throwing out these statements. One of the records
that also really did get picked up by the media. The Baltimore Banner, that was part of their headline. Real Housewives Potomac stars have, quote, very little money, prosecutors allege. And look, now that they've approved the judge, that is the update for those that are just joining us. I'm here with TariaSFaison from the What Else Is Going On podcast. Be sure to follow her. If you're not following me already, be sure to follow me. We'll be talking about this and covering this case. The Wendy and Eddie Osefo criminal case for insurance fraud does go to trial in April of 2026, 4 months from now. But that was the headline that all the media were reporting on today, is that they have very little money. Today, by the time you left, the judge had not made a decision on whether or not he would allow the prosecutors to be able to gain access to those 8 years of credit and bank financial statements. Yep. We found out earlier today that he did approve for the prosecution to move forward with getting that information, which, because they're sharing this information with the public, is going to expose anything that Wendy has said or done on Real Housewives of Potomac and whatever lavish or not lavish lifestyle that she's been living.
Yes, and I'm not surprised the judge ruled that way because he said in court, I'm inclined to agree with the prosecution, but I will cite, they both cited different cases as to why it should go their way. He said either one or two of his cases were canceled that day, so he had nothing but time. He was going to review those cases and make his decision today. So I wasn't surprised when he sided with them because he already said,
I don't want them to move the case because this judge sounds entertaining. He
earned a flute to me. The way he read, I love the way he made it clear. Again, I know he knew exactly who it was. The way he didn't single allegedly me out and just made it a thing for the court. You know,
I appreciate that.
Me too.
I appreciate him not doing that because it could have been Pam. Sorry, Pam. It could have been Pam. You know,
right?
Okay. It could have been.
How you know it wasn't the bailiff?
And mind you, are there signs in there that tell you no cameras or?
There was one on the door when I left. Yeah. So.
Oh, was it new though?
That I don't know because I was so excited to get into the courtroom the first time. So maybe I just completely.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
This is Bowen Yang.
And Matt Rogers from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers.
And Bowen Yang. JBL wireless earbuds are for those who are the first to try something unique.
The first wireless earbuds on the market with a touchscreen case, which allows you to control your audio without reaching for your phone. They also have a touchscreen smart charging case for one-touch control.
I love being able to touch my buds and control the volume.
With a built-in wireless transmitter that lets you plug and play with any device you want, JBL wireless earbuds connects you to all your favorite music, movies, and games.
The wireless transmitter also allows for JBL superior spatial sound that takes any audio and turns it into a 360 immersive experience.
They've got a next-gen smart charging case for a seamless listening experience. Leave your phone in your pocket. The smart charging case has all the features you need to fully control and customize your listening experience and the earbud settings in multiple languages right from the case.
Use the smart charging case to see what song is playing or who's calling you, or personalize the tactile screen with your favorite photo.
Check the dynamic lock screen to get info on battery life status, time, messages, etc.
JBL wireless earbuds. Grab a pair at jbl.com.
At CVS, it matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it. It matters that we're here for you when you need us, day or night. And we want everyone to feel welcomed and rewarded. It matters that CVS is here to fill your prescriptions and here to fill your craving for a tasty and, healthy snack. At CVS, we're proud to serve your community because we believe where you get your medicine matters. So visit us at cvs.com or just come by our store. We can't wait to meet you. Store hours vary by location.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Again, in my mind, I was in Montgomery County. So I wasn't even really, because you're allowed to have your phone. Now, I'm sorry, my bad. Let me go back. I did see something that said no recordings. That's what I saw. So I didn't record, allegedly.
Well, and in every case is very different. The Diddy trial, you couldn't take any of those devices. You had to bring only pen and paper in order to capture, unless you were I think like an attorney. Then you're able to on social media and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll know from here on out, Carroll County, I'm not even gonna pull my phone out. It's gonna stay in my purse. Like I'm not even going up there. Like I'll get a picture of them outside again. I said, I know they're probably scouring the internet. Please make sure you see the street behind you when you look at my account and see that I got them on the street. I wanted to see what was interesting. They talked about the businesses. One of the records they asked for was from Ally Bank. And they said there were 2 savings accounts that were supposed to be personal in Eddie's name. One had Eddie's name, which then tied into his business. And I don't know if it's SB Consulting, something consulting. My apologies, I don't have the name. Then the other one was Eddie's name. And then also tied to it was Onyi Essentials. So they're saying it's not completely separate. Yes, it's not completely separate. If it was his personal savings, why doesn't it just say his savings? But some kind of way, his consulting business is tied to it. And then his second savings account has Wendy's business to it. So she said that's another reason why they need access to all of these financials, because everything is so intertwined. Yep. Yep. 40 records. 40 records. Wow. They also addressed the return items. When Eddie's lawyer spoke, he said, if you want to talk about the returned items, we should only be getting records for the returned items. So if it was I'm just saying the word wallet. If the wallet was returned, we should only be looking at the credit card that the wallet was. Like we should only be looking at specific items with records and not their overall records, which to me would take even longer. Oh, and the prosecution says that the Osefo should want them to investigate everything. They're just trying to protect them. The defense says you are not trying to protect them, throwing out these statements, wanting to make their financial records public. That is not protection.
Oh.
Yeah, they were very, prosecution, it was funny because she was kind of like, I hate to use the term, not a plain Jane, but just like, oh, you didn't see her coming, quite. Just, Shirley that works in the cubicle down the
sort of like a wallflower.
Yes. But then she was very much.
But when she delivered, when she had to deliver, she delivered.
Yeah, and she wasn't raising her voice, lowering it, being passionate. It was just very much, Your Honor, I did find da-da-da-da-da. I do believe that she said more than she had to. She wanted us to know all this information. I definitely.
Wanted us a little bit what the defense is accusing the prosecution of, trying to put just anything out there to the media. You think was true?
And I said it was 1,000%. Like they're both right. I feel like she's saying, "Hey, we recovered these stolen items," and he's saying, "Yeah, but you're talking about maybe their finances." But then part of my brain was like, but that does create a motive. Like if you're looking to see why would they do this, this is why.
And then they say the motive is the fact that Wendy and Eddie have been having they're in extreme debt. That was the initial report, is that they're in extreme debt. And then again, when you watch what's been playing out just on this season of Real Housewives of Potomac, you are like, okay, they're spending. She's the only one on Potomac that's wearing all of these high-end fashion houses. I kind of understand where the prosecution is going when it comes to trying to piece all the pieces together. I wasn't surprised that the judge today at the after court did decide that the prosecution can seek 8 years of financial records of the Osefos. So that's going to tell us a lot, because the 8 years covers the amount of time that she's been on the show. So I'm sure we're going to see very interesting spending in the years that she joins Potomac, specifically her second season when she started really dressing up and wearing high-end brands.
It makes me wonder, before the show, did they try to present a lifestyle? Because for them to find receipts back to 2010 of luxury items that were purchased and returned, and the prosecution is saying this is a lifestyle for them, purchasing luxury items and then returning them.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people like that, right, Cookie? I mean, what? What?
Cookie with the sweaty tits, yes.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Cookie's in the blogs today. The neighborhood talk called her the RHOP menace.
No.
Because she's in the blog state for something completely separate in regards to an event that's happening over there down there in the DMV.
Really?
They said alleged RHOP menace Cookies accused of blackballing DC's backyard band from performing in a Netflix special. You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, you've been busy today. I'm sorry.
Listen, I felt like I needed a nap after I left court, and I said, I'm not even on trial because this was a lot. There was one point when the prosecution was running things down. I looked over at Pam. She looked over at me, and she said, this is a lot. Like, it was so much. Like, I have pages. I've read most of them too, but like pages of notes. I thought I would only have a few pages of notes because, again, I do believe the prosecution did she have to mention the wallets and what was in the wallets? No, you're really just arguing as to what, because that wasn't even talking about the financial, what was on the records. I know she was trying to say, well, these items could be in their records that they bought and we need to see where they come from, the business or the personal. But I felt like, oh, wow, she really wants this information out. It did feel like it was almost like a public, because she mentioned more than once the lifestyle that they portray. And then when she mentioned again the cost of her bag versus the cost of their bag, it almost felt like like we're going to knock you down a little bit, just a little bit. Wendy looked good.
That's what the defense has been saying, that their prosecution is trying to embarrass this very public, beautiful Black family.
Oh, somebody said that they know people who are associated with them. And that is definitely a saintly, iconic soul. Is that how you say it? That she knows there's people I know who are associated with them, and that is how they all live, trying to outdo each other.
Before we dive in a little bit more, guys, if you're just joining us, I'm with TariaSFaison from the What Else Is Going On podcast. How long did it take you to go from Baltimore, having big fun in Baltimore, to Carroll County? And how can people support you for covering the trial? Because you're not getting paid to do this.
I appreciate you. So today, traffic was bad. It took about an hour and 20. Wait, I left at 7:30. Actually, it took about an hour and 15 today, actually. An hour and 15 minutes. For the people who live in the DMV, I had to go up 695, and they have all this construction going on. Prayers up. I didn't get a speed cam violation. But you can support me on my Cash App, Taria, Taria, middle initial S like Sam, Faison, Faison, if you would like to do that. Or Venmo, same name.
If they follow you here, is that available on your profile?
It will be.
Is that in your profile? Okay, exactly. So after the live on her Instagram account, or if you're listening to this, I'll post it in the description of the podcast or on YouTube. Because I will repost there, because I know not a lot of people are on Meta platforms anymore, which is fine. So all of Taria's information on how you can support him, you're going to be covering the case. You're going to go back in April to cover this. So because you are independent media, we should be able to support any way that we can.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, I had to give up my rides this morning. I said, I can't pick y'all up this morning. I got to go cover this trial.
Yeah, which it becomes costly between a drive. That's one way, hour and 15 minutes, and then you got to come back.
When I saw it coming back, I said, there's more traffic on the way back. It was like longer. So I made it almost home. Then I was like, let me cut this Uber app on and run some money up.
It's serious. People don't realize how much you have to invest in what you want to do when it comes to being independent. How much money you put into it before you actually get paid for it. So be sure you guys are following. Taria also has her YouTube channel. She has her podcast. So make sure you're following. Everything is We Go. I'll be posting all of that. But she's here now, so you can go follow her now.
Wait, I did ask ABC News where they're hiring. I looked down at her. I said, y'all hiring?
What she said?
She started laughing and said, I wish. I said, oh, that was just a patent answer, because you wouldn't have to wish. You're there. So that was just You got to know how to read people. I know how to read people. I was like, okay.
I mean, it's not the most glamorous job being a journalist for these.
It is not. But let me tell you, shout out to her. Because her and I, we talked a little bit, and she said, they were talking about being a journalist. Pam was like, I don't know if I could be a journalist. And she said, anybody can be a journalist if you just want to work hard, can write pretty decent, and you can make money. And I said, well, I did go to college for that. That was my major my first year. Then I switched, what have you. And we were just laughing about that. But her pen stopped working. She took out her Charlotte Tilbury liner, that's good, and was taking notes with that. And then Pam had an extra pen to give her. I said,
oh, wow.
Yes.
I'm surprised she wouldn't have like another pen.
Another pen, yeah. And then this morning, I wanted to be cute because I'm normally in gym clothes, but I have a collection of heels that I love to wear. So I put on my turtleneck, my jeans, my heels. I get there. It's getting close to the time because of traffic. I'm running late. I got a quarter way across the parking lot. I turned right back around, put on my sneakers, and I said to myself out loud, you are a journalist. You have a job to do. Get them sneakers on. And I bolted and made it to...
Maybe get yourself a kitten heel.
Not a kitten heel. I feel like Portia. Not a kitten heel.
Get yourself a little kitten heel, your little courtroom suits, because that's coming up, April.
I should have had a bag to tip in like that and put my sneakers on up to the door and then take them off and then put my heels on because I love a heel. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was surreal. It was very much, I don't think the prosecution is playing with Wendy, but I couldn't, if I had to judge based on today, how I think it was going to go, I really can't call it. Even though the judge allowed the prosecution to get the bank records, I still really can't call it. I really can't.
I mean, look, and it's still too early for those that are just joining us. We're talking about a hearing. We're not talking about the trial. The trial for Wendy and Osefo will happen in April of 2026 that we know of. Right now, that's the date. Those things can change depending because the prosecution is already saying that they're going to need more time in regards to this. So being body language experts that we love to pretend to be, you talked a little bit about Wendy's body language in the courtroom. Let's talk about that, and also let's talk about Eddie's body language. I didn't really hear you talk about Eddie's body language.
What I got from Eddie was like, I'm into myself. I don't even want to be here right now. He takes no pleasure in the camera, takes no pleasure. Like, to me, if you really looked at Eddie's face, he was not making. Wendy is looking around. Like the first time we went, when she's walking out, she looks over to Pam. Pam says, you got this. She's, thank you. Walking. Eddie is like this. You could just see he wanted to be. And then so look at him in that video I sent you. He's not looking to the left, to the right. You could tell. It's almost, I was able to look at his eyes through his glasses, and he's scared. Of course, you would say, Taria, of course he's scared, but I really feel like he's worried.
But why does Wendy not have that same fear?
Because I believe that is her armor. I believe. So
you think she has the same fear, she just wears it differently.
And let me tell you, I know, again, we don't talk about women's bodies. Wendy is absolutely beautiful. Like seeing her in person, I feel like she's stunning. Yeah. She's even smaller than she was a couple of weeks ago. And that was kind of, because I mean, her face,
oh my gosh,
everything. And I was like, this is taking a toll on her, but she's just not letting it be shown. Wendy is so, and I'm 5'5". She's taller than me, 5'8". And she had on her Louboutins. She is tiny. And I felt like this is taking a toll on her. It really, truly is. So while Wendy is presenting this armor with this smirk, and I think that's her armor, Eddie is like, I don't want to be here. I wouldn't be here if I no cameras, no anything. So it's really interesting to see to see them two together and see such vast,
outside the courtroom, because we couldn't hear what was being said. What did you overhear when Eddie and Wendy's attorneys were being interviewed by ABC News? And while we're watching Wendy really sort of like smile at you guys behind ABC News. She's not even looking at ABC News. She's looking at the people behind. Were there a lot of people out there?
No, there was ABC News, the reporter, the cameraman, me, Pam, Chantel, and the other lady that was there with her service doll. That's it. Oh, and then the lady that ran down from the courthouse. So 5 of us out there.
Okay. And so she was smiling at you guys.
Yes, we were directly behind me. Now, the one lady was on the side, but it was me, Pam, Chantel, and the other lady with the service dog behind ABC News, and she was looking directly at us.
Wow.
And if you know, because she was to the side.
And that's what stood out to me, was how she was smiling at you guys, and she kept looking at you guys. And I was just like, interesting. Interesting body language.
I would have been looking at ABC News, I would think, even in my mind, just
I'd be a little bit more solemn, personally. I was just sort of like
1,000%, almost like Eddie, like anywhere. Eddie in his Beijing wanted to be anywhere but
not the Beijing. Beijing was Beijing. He was good though. They're a very good looking couple.
Yes, and in person, flawless. I really, like I said, but Wendy does have the eyes of a little girl to me. And I think that's so interesting. Like looking into her eyes, it's like you see like the little girl who wants to prove. And I think that's why she is the way she is on the show. She comes off as so confident. And so, but I believe that's armor for her. I really do. I really do. And I've heard some other people that are Nigerian, a friend of mine who knows people in Eddie and Wendy's circles, say that it's almost like forced upon you, like growing up, like you have to be this, you have to be that, you have to, you have to have this air of superiority almost, but it's really hiding your insecurities, what have you.
And which people have said there's a reason why they don't like Wendy's, because she sort of has this air of superiority. Also, a lot of the fans of Potomac have said that. When you think about culturally, I think people should give her a little bit of grace. I see a lot of people are asking whether or not Susan, who's going to be on this week's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac, not in the most glowing way, whether or not she was in court.
She was not in court this time or the last time. It's only been.
You think she'll be at the trial?
I think so. And I think she will be praying Holy Ghost fire in the back. The same way Tory Lane's dad said, Rock Nation will crumble. I think she's going to holler, Holy Ghost fire. And a ball of fire is going to come. But she wasn't there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say, I need to double check, but I thought Wendy's publicist was there, but I'm not sure. I need to double check that.
Oh. I honestly, I know you said that it was your photo that is part of the reason why a couple more journalists were in the building this time around. Part of me thinks that Wendy called.
When you said that, that would make sense. I believe it.
And that's why she's looking around, like, because the first time you said that she was doing that, I think assuming that people knew that this date was coming and that they would show up on their own.
Yes.
I think she personally may have called some of the folks, because Carroll County, that's not Baltimore.
No.
But the Baltimore journalists were there. The
Baltimore Banner, not even the Sun.
Another Baltimore outlet reported on this too. So
I don't even know. I can't. But I know I met a guy named Dylan from Baltimore Banner. Very nice gentleman. But
Dylan. Well, Ellie Wolf wrote this article from the Baltimore Banner, but
okay, it's a gentleman.
No, it's a woman. She wrote the article, so I don't know if she was there.
I wonder if that was the one that I saw. I'm gonna have to look that article up.
She's a white woman.
The picture. But yeah, it was. As soon as you said that, Wendy calling, that would make sense, because for this, it wasn't the trial. It wasn't the plea or not, like guilty or not guilty. I thought that this was where they were going to lay out their arguments and see what they were working with. But I also wonder now, is this a stall tactic? Are they going to keep or think like, okay, the last motion was for them to be filed together. Now we're at this motion trying to get something thrown out. Now we're coming to court back on the 21st, to see if you are going to be tried to get, like, it's another.
Also, they're going back to court on Monday?
The 21st, January 21st.
Oh, okay.
But it's another status. So it's all these status hearings. So
I mean, that's common with.
Is that common?
Yeah, but it could also be a stall tactic. It could be a way of them trying to drag this stuff out. But this does happen. I'm not surprised by that. But we shall see. We shall see. Go ahead.
I will say this. I don't want, I'm going to be honest, I've said before, I don't want anybody to go to jail unless you've hurt somebody. You need to be under the jail, right? So I know we have to, you do the crime, you do the time. I don't want them to go to jail, like thinking about their families or whatever. However, I will say, based on the way that things are presented and the defense's argument, as I have evidence they're not guilty versus no, this doesn't need to be brought into the trial, unless they're saving something big for the end. I do believe, we have him on a recorded line, you know what I'm saying? Like the insurance. So it's like, I keep going back to that. He's on a recorded line saying his wife's ring, she wasn't wearing it when he told someone else she was, and they got the money for it. And they didn't replace anything. So it's like,
Well, here's the thing. The burden of proof is on the prosecution.
That's true.
All the defense has to do is put a little bit of a hole in any juror's mind.
Yeah.
And they could be, you see the ditty of it all.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like I really try when I hear things at both sides of an argument to look at the facts of it. And even I was going back and forth. Oh, this makes sense, but this makes sense. This makes sense, but this makes sense. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to get a jury of their peers and see how that goes. So the
jury selection process is going to be interesting for you to watch. Because the jury selection process for the Diddy case was interesting too. So that will be interesting and again, guys, be sure to follow us because we will be talking and covering this case. Unfortunately, like you said, that no one is celebrating the downfall of this family, but they did, if what they're being accused of is true, make some poor choices.
Yeah, and I'm concerned for them. I am. After this.
We're not going to let you go just yet if you have some time, because I know you've been busy. You've been in these streets. You've been in these streets.
Let me. I'm trying.
Early this morning.
Well, you ever have days where you're like, it may not necessarily be what I thought I was going to be doing, but I feel like I did something like productive. Like I got up, went to the trial, did a little bit of Uber work, came home. Got.
Oh, you did.
I did drive a little bit. I did like 3.5 hours. Then I got to spend time with my girlfriend. I did a video after the trial, and now I'm talking to you. So I feel like I've done something.
And you guys can see Taria's video on her YouTube channel. Again, let everyone know where they can follow you and support you.
You guys can go to YouTube, type in WeGo, WEIGO podcast. I'm on Instagram, same name, Threads, same name, TikTok, WeGo Podcast 1. Y'all, I'm really trying. I be wanting to do the ticks and the talks, and I'm going to get better. But you can follow me over there. And on Twitter, I am WeGo Podcast as well. Thank y'all so much for just your support. I forgot, and then I will say it does make you feel good. I was over randomly on Twitter yesterday, tweeting about Beverly Hills, and somebody comes under my comment, "You going to the trial tomorrow?" Yeah, I'm going. I got you.
Oh my God. See, and sometimes we need you guys to remind us of certain things because we can't, we're recovering and talking about other stuff and we have our own lives and it's the holidays.
Yeah. And I just got back from Florida, Wednesday?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So, but thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. I don't take your support for granted.
For those that don't know how to spell WeGo, can you spell it out for them so that they can follow you?
It is WEIGO podcast. That stands for What Else Is Going On podcast. I got that from Cynthia Bailey. If you go back through the old seasons, whenever Cynthia was either maybe caught or didn't want to talk about something, she would say, now what else is going on? And so that's where the podcast was born. Like, what else is going on?
Iconic. Have you ever interviewed Cynthia?
No, I want to, so I can tell her that she is the inspiration behind my name. I would actually love to interview her. I've just never reached out. See,
how are you going to do an interview if you don't reach out?
You're exactly right. Why don't you reach out for me?
Excuse me? I don't even know her, even though I was just on her podcast.
Like, put a bug in her ear and say, I really think there's a podcast named
You never reached out. And she probably like, has she ever reached out? I'm like, nope.
I'm going to reach out tonight, and then I'm going to tell you.
You
and then you got to follow
up. I sent you. You can say I sent you.
I'm gonna say Kempire.
I mean, she could literally be watching this right now. Cynthia, you in here, girl?
Cynthia,
or she might be watching the replay. Cynthia.
I wanted to talk to you about so many things. Being a Black woman business owner, being a Black woman that was a model back in the time that she was in, all of that stuff. I want to hear how she dealt with being with Leon and knowing that people were targeting him. How did you feel about that? I saw Leon once on the subway. My kids were going on an audition. I got to tell you this. I've always loved Leon, especially, from all his shows. And then The Five Heartbeats is my favorite movie of all time. I was on the subway sitting in the car, sitting up front. A gentleman was sitting like on the side. We get to a platform. The door opens. The wind stops. The world stops. In walks the gentleman with a black turtleneck, a camel coat, collar pushed up, and he walks in. And the gentleman that was sitting up front looks at me and looks at him, looks at me and looks at him. He goes and sits down. And I said, first I thought, wow, I wonder if he's going to the same audition as my kids, because I think there was like a father role in it or whatever. Then my second thought was, I told the kids, he has 2 more stops. If he doesn't get off, I'm going to start singing, I got nothing but love for you. I could feel it. It was coming. And me, I've met stars before. I've met people that honestly I can say doesn't faze me like that. But there was just something about him. So I would love to talk to Cynthia. Did you feel consumed by that? How did you know?
She talked about, I forgot what interview I saw recently where she talked about that. And she said when she met him, or before she even met him, she knew that she was going to meet him. Yeah. I saw him it's probably like over a year ago, randomly in like Tribeca. And I was like, that's Leon.
Really? He still looks good.
Very good looking in person too.
Really? Okay. Well, yeah, when I seen him, he was.
Yeah, you saw him.
That was some years, but that was like maybe.
And I'm talking about recent. Like, this wasn't that long ago. It was probably like maybe over a year ago. I can't remember when, but it was recent.
Wow. See, Cynthia, if you're hearing, listen, I'm going to reach out and I'm going to tell you Kempire sent me, and then you can double check with Kempire. I'm good people. I ain't trying to.
She might be watching this later. You might watch the replay of this.
Hey,
someone asked if Cynthia sent me the skincare. She has not yet. Oh. But she's busy. Like, I don't, like, when people promise me things, I'm like, look, okay, you send it, you don't send it. At the end of the day, it's a benefit for you to send it to me because that's free promo.
At least you got cookies. Meredith Marks slid into my DMs 2 years ago and wanted to know my size. I thought I was going to get a Brooke Smart sweatsuit. Never got nothing.
But in all fairness, a lot of people probably wanted those, and she probably promised a lot of people those.
She asked me. I didn't.
I know you're right. That's wrong. Like, I mean, Cynthia did ask me too. Cynthia asked me.
How are you asking me for my address and all of
that? And I love trying different skincare products. And I do like a sweatsuit. But I know Meredith is not sending me anything. She's not sending me a thing, which is fine, Meredith. Fine.
I want somebody to send me something. Send me, I
saw Meredith in Vegas when we went to Vegas for BravoCon. The last one.
Did you have an interaction with her?
No, we were on the strip. I don't even know if she even saw me. She could have saw me too, the way I saw her, and I just kept it moving. I was like, what am I saying? I love you on your show.
And she would say, Kempire, I'm going to talk to my son.
She seemed a little disheveled, but anyways, that's a whole other thing.
She's always disheveled.
Leon is 63 years old. You're lying.
How old?
60? No. I think he's the same age as Cynthia, which is still, Oh, wait, what am I typing on? I'm writing on the wrong thing. I need to look this up. Guys, you're just joining us. Be sure to follow us here on the Instagram, but also follow us on YouTube, Kempire on YouTube. Let everyone know your YouTube again and your podcast.
The Ali Bo.
He is 63.
He's 63? That's insane.
And I just saw him not too long ago. That man is still looking good.
You know what? I'm going to say this, though. My mama is good rated.
And he's 6'3".
Well, yeah, he was tall when I saw him.
He was tall, because I remember I was looking up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And you're not short, yeah. The real Ali Bocum, this will be saved. Kempire uploading it to the IG.
Yeah.
So that.
Thank you, Elisa. Elisa put the fully. Yeah, 60. I didn't realize he was that much older.
But you know what? Black don't crack. And I will say my mama is going to be 65 next year and you wouldn't even know it. So I can believe it. But 63, I would have never put Leon.
Well, okay, when you look at it, Cynthia is about to be 60 in 2 years.
Okay, so that makes sense.
She looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Damn, she was only married to Mike Hill for 2 years. Damn, okay, let's not go another rabbit hole. But we can't talk about, since we're talking about Cynthia, did you see the video of the two women fighting over Peter Thomas, who's now locked up and they won't let him out?
I said,
they almost got physical.
He bought me a car. Said I was his girlfriend. Peter Thomas? Okay.
Fighting over Peter Thomas, who's locked up. Broke Peter Thomas.
Who is locked up
in federal prison.
He probably got a podcast in the jail. The episodes will be released.
I don't want to hear it. Cynthia, see, now that's a question I would ask Cynthia. Cynthia, don't you feel like you really missed the bullet? She's very gracious when talking about him, though.
Yes,
she's not so gracious when talking about her.
I've heard her talk about him, and she definitely, out of the two of those, she is gracious because he is not. She is definitely gracious. Definitely. Too gracious. But that's why she looks as good as she does, and he's behind bars. Well, that and him not paying taxes, but.
Right. Well, that part. Dr. Simone has been trending this week for Married to Medicine. I know you recapped that as well on your YouTube and your podcast. Dr. Simone, we found out this week. I forgot to talk about this earlier today when I went live on the two of you, so I apologize. Also, here you are. We're talking about it. She gave in, because, okay, for those that may have missed it, Married to Medicine this week, Dr. Simone, I was Team Dr. Simone when she went off on Cecil and when she went off on her two boys. She's just like, I would like to retire. Y'all don't appreciate me. Her son is asking for a new car. He's like, aren't you going to pay for law school? Baby. Well, they did an IG Live and find out he's now driving a Tesla. So she gave in. And now they're backtracking. They're backtracking on that scene. Let me just tell you something. I rewatched a little part of season 5's reunion where Dr. Simone was basically letting people know that she was getting a divorce, and then they talked her out of it. When I listened to Dr. Simone talk about why she wanted that divorce, she was so clear on what she wanted. They talked her out of the divorce.
Yep.
She should have gotten her divorce.
Me and my mom were just talking about that. And when we were in Florida, we were talking about it. And I said, Mom, you remember when Andy said the devil didn't win? I'm so sick of people. Yeah, you can bring God in your marriage. I say I have God in my marriage all the time. It also takes me and Corey working. We're just not looking at each other saying, God's here. No, like, it takes work. And there are some people who just shouldn't be married anymore, who may have grown out of love. Because to me, like when people say communication is key, it's not. I can communicate to you all day long what I need, but if you never do it, then we're at a stalemate. And I do believe that Simone felt freedom was coming. She was so calm, so clear, and just like, not like resigned to the fact, but just like, no, this is what it is. And then they talked her out of it. And some of the people that talked her out of it, are they looking at their marriages? I'm just saying. Some of the ones that Jackie and Curtis, come on.
That's true.
And so
I was behind her because I understood where she was coming from in that argument, because she was saying that she never feels supported by Cecil. Hence why they got into the issues how many years ago with Tammy, his best friend. She never felt supported. She never felt like he saw her side of things. Now, fast forward 7 years later, you're saying the same thing. Some people just like wearing the badge of, oh, I've been married for almost 30 years.
And then I feel like some people also like being the martyr. So I've come to save the day again. I've come to save the day again. It's almost like, is this a toxic cycle that you are like being in now?
That wouldn't shock me, especially her being a doctor, because a lot of doctors have that sort of martyr complex.
Okay. See, that would make sense. And that's one area where I love seeing Simone. I love seeing Simone with her patients, because I get that she cares for them. But then outside of that, I'm like, lady, you could give yourself a stroke behind your kids when she was
The
saying,
way she
I have
screamed,
nothing
you
else
felt
to
it? The way she was screaming?
I felt that from as a mom of a child that graduated from college last year, a year and a half ago, and then my daughter will be graduating college in the spring. I felt what she was saying, but for you to turn around, and the way Michael, when she said, "I've done some numbers for you, for your car on my iPad," even though it's supposed to be a joke, don't make me feed your food to the dogs. So you think you going and spending $30 on some raviolis or whatever they were for me is enough for me to just say, okay, I'm going to pay for law school and your car? I just feel like they're almost in a toxic thing, even though that's her son. I don't know. I just feel
No, because without a doubt, because the last couple of seasons we've watched her baby those boys. They were last season cleaning up their apartment that you bought for them and they're not paying rent in. And fast forward to this week's episode, your boy Miles, has the pasta in the tin that he definitely didn't wash because the paper was still in there.
And did you see that they were all just recently on vacation in Hawaii and the boys had their girlfriends with them? Both.
Who paid for that?
Thank you. Miles
Ms.
had
Parker,
his
I saw Ms. Parker's comment. Ms. Parker said that Cecil posted his resume, what he's been doing. Did it justify?
Sir,
because unless he's selling $1 million real estate.
I'm like the prosecution in the Osefo case. I want to see the financials. I don't want to see no resume. What did it bring in?
Like Kids Force, nothing.
Yes. I was so with her, Team Simone. And when I saw that boy had
I knew it though.
I was like, that's
unless that night she would announce a separation, I was like, no, she folded.
Yeah. And
I wasn't.
I can see
it. I'm Tommy.
But that Cecil, I just feel like it's a way to have a discussion and a disagreement in front of children, especially grown children. But the kids know that Cecil has their back. They know it too. That's why they're comfortable doing it. My son wouldn't be comfortable doing that in front of Corey because Corey would be like, "Who you know?"
Mm-hmm. You can see if you pay attention to that Instagram live, you can see who they respect more.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes. I even think of it even down to the little things like we have a parking pad here and then we have 4 cars and then you got to fight for parking. My son would pull in the driveway sometimes and my husband was like, well, Corey was like, if your mom is not home, you don't pull in the driveway. I don't care if you have to park down the street. Your mom doesn't walk, you walk. So it's like.
But I wonder if the tables were reversed in regards to the Dr. Simone and Cecil family, if that would be what he would have said.
No, it wouldn't. It would
I don't
be
think
like,
so.
oh, Simone, you weren't here.
And Your Honor, we would like a divorce.
Yes.
And I'm not encouraging people to get a divorce, but I'm also not encouraging people to stay in situations where they're unhappy.
And that's what it is. I know we're talking about Simone and Cecil, but I get that from Dr. Contessa because she's either on a very high or she's screaming.
Let's talk about Dr. Contessa because both of them were working my nerves this week.
Hater. And I don't even really like using, I think the word hater and jealous is so overused. But in this scene, hater was all that could describe it. I don't care if her husband said, take everybody down to the local TGI Fridays. The point is he wanted her to be celebrated and paid for. And I'm so tired of hearing, if Scott planned it, I wouldn't get what I want. The way to fix that is to have a conversation and your spouse say, what type of birthday party would you want to have? I want to take some of the burden off of you since you're working 6 jobs and I get done at 2:30 every day. I want to take some of the burden off of you. Give me some ideas. The fact that she can't do that. And then I was with Quad in the confessional. One thing about the Married to Medicine cast, every last one of them can piss me off and make me want to turn my TV off. They're also very funny. When Quad said, why does struggle have to be attached for a woman to earn her place? And because his mom compared Contessa to Rose, I was like, and Contessa to me, the issues I feel like that she's having in her marriage is like manifesting physically almost. Like, I feel, and it's like she has also like a rage. Again, she's either fine or she's screaming. And I said, oh, what Heavenly has been saying about Contessa, it hit me in this episode when she said, Contessa will tell you something about her husband and then get mad when you bring it up. And I was like, wow, this is the first time that I've seen, like, really
and she did that literally to Brandy and ruined Brandy's birthday party. I hope she apologized to her.
Me too. I said, poor Brandy. The world knows she's got a big thyroid and that you know, they tried
her husband decided to treat her and her friends to a dinner. She said, if my husband threw anything like this, I would be underwhelmed.
Then you need to be under because he does nothing. He barely could announce you when y'all came in.
That is crazy to me. This week was crazy.
Yeah, it was. But the way Heavenly was laughing at that table, I was like, Heavenly, you're trying to start something because it was not.
And then, mind you, these two that never got along are slapping hands.
Or high-fiving. And then when Toya said, it is okay to vent. But the way Contessa tried to flip it on them and say, what was the word she used? I don't think it was misogynistic, but basically trying to tell them they were wrong for talking about her man.
Yeah. But she's like, why is the patriarchy? I'm like, wait a minute.
And not only that, Brandy came to help you set up. You say, unprompted, can I give you a word of advice about marriage? Brandy didn't even bring it up at the table, and now you're trying to throw her. I was like, Contessa is really going through something. And I was with Toya. Spend that $40,000 and get this office fixed so that I can get from you.
She seems like she has poor money management skills.
And she was on Toya some years ago about her money management skills, remember? Mm-hmm. What do you make of Toya and Eugene?
I think their relationship is fine.
That's what I think.
I think that their relationship is fine. Eugene knows what he signed up for. For us to still think in 2025, how many seasons later, with her bringing in her own check and other businesses, she's not living off of him.
That's what I said. And I think we've gotten to this mentality of a hustle culture. Like when you get on a housewives show or reality show, you got to have 92 businesses. The reality is when she met Eugene, she was working and making more money than him then because he was a resident. She was in medical sales, all of this. Now it's okay for her to want to enjoy her $800,000 check, allegedly, that she gets.
She does very well. She's an OG. She's been a part of Robin when the money was flowing.
Yeah.
That's why I said I know Dr. Simone does well. She has her own practice, and she's been on here since the beginning.
Yeah.
She does very well. And I'm sure she probably makes more than Toya because, she's the medicine. So, they all do very well. So I know that's part of their storyline this season, the fact that Dr. Eugene is working further away. And, I mean, people are going to still get on Toya, like, oh, you just going to drive Eugene into an early grade. No, she's not. She making a lot of money, too.
And I think Eugene loves his job. I think he likes working.
Oh, yeah. Because he's still in emergency medicine. A lot of people don't stay in emergency medicine that long.
Yeah. So it's like he enjoys this. And let's be clear. The first or second episode, their kids said him working hours away is no different than when he was home. He was working. Oh. So clearly he likes working. Yeah.
Ashton knows how to properly cook something and not leave the paper on the tin. So Toya's doing something right at home. Toya and Eugene are doing something right at home.
Them boys can cook. I was like, oh, they're cooking for real.
Yeah, Ashton can throw down.
Yeah.
But Eugene can throw down. So he learned it from Eugene.
Yes.
But those are real life skills.
Yes. And one thing that I appreciate about Eugene, I'm not saying to objectify your wife, but you still want to know that your husband wants you after all these years. So when he came home last week and Toya left a note for him, he said, oh, I wish the note was saying, come meet me in the bedroom. And he was telling her she looked sexy. And then you see Eugene talking to the guys about, the nurses like me working there as a doctor, and you have Cecil. I want to see the nurses. And then a couple seasons back, Scott showing them pictures of women in his DMs. And I was like, Eugene really loves his wife, it seems like. And you got these other men joking about other women.
They're two fire signs. You and your husband are two fire signs.
Aries and Sagittarius. Yeah.
Because my thing, Aries, and that's what they are.
Uh-huh.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
This is Bowen Yang.
And Matt Rogers from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers.
And Bowen Yang. JBL wireless earbuds are for those who are the first to try something unique.
The first wireless earbuds on the market with a touchscreen case, which allows you to control your audio without reaching for your phone. They also have a touchscreen smart charging case for one-touch control.
I love being able to touch my buds and control the volume.
With a built-in wireless transmitter that lets you plug and play with any device you want, JBL wireless earbuds connects you to all your favorite music, movies, and games.
The wireless transmitter also allows for JBL superior spatial sound that takes any audio and turns it into a 360 immersive experience.
They've got a next-gen smart charging case for a seamless listening experience. Leave your phone in your pocket. The smart charging case has all the features you need to fully control and customize your listening experience and the earbud settings in multiple languages right from the case.
Use the smart charging case to see what song is playing or who's calling you, or personalize the tactile screen with your favorite photo.
Check the dynamic lock screen to get info on battery life status, time, messages, etc.
JBL wireless earbuds. Grab a pair at jbl.com.
At CVS, it matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it. It matters that we're here for you when you need us, day or night. And we want everyone to feel welcomed and rewarded. It matters that CVS is here to fill your prescriptions and here to fill your craving for a tasty and, healthy snack. At CVS, we're proud to serve your community because we believe where you get your medicine matters. So visit us at cvs.com or just come by our store. We can't wait to meet you. Store hours vary by location.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
That's crazy.
When I told you, when Corey interviewed them, it was like, oh my God, there were multiple times where we're like, she told a story of when they were dating. He took her to a family function and he kind of just left her, and she did well. When me and Corey first started dating, I went to his family reunion. Corey went to the store with his cousins, came back, me and the family high five. It was so many similar, and I think that's why I feel like I get them a little bit.
And you both are Aries women.
Yes.
Sagittarius men. That's important. The female male dynamics in astrological signs are important. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, because I know we've been live over an hour. For those that are just joining us, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You've been busy today. We have TariaSFaison from the What Else Is Going On podcast. She gave us a full update. I will be uploading this, God willing, uploading this to the YouTube. So make sure you're following us both on there. I'll be tagging all of her information there. Taria, let people know again your CashApp and Venmo so that they can support you, because you're going to be covering this case, this Wendy Osefo case, in Carroll County, and that is a very long drive. That's a full day of work that you're missing out on. So let people know where they can support you.
Well, thank you again. And TN Diva Esquire, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I used to write a lot. I used to have a blog, then I stopped. So maybe you might be getting some wheels turning again. But you can find my Cash App at Taria, Taria, middle initial S like Sam, Faison. Same for Venmo. If you forget, just DM me on Instagram at WeGo, WEIGO podcast, and I will get that Cash App link over to you.
And you're going to post it in your profile here on Instagram.
Put it in my
so make sure you
profile.
guys follow her here. We'll answer this one last question in regards to Married to Medicine, and then I quickly want to get your thoughts on Potomac and what's going on in Potomac. Treasure says, what do you guys think about Heavenly not talking to her son for over a year? I don't know if I believe everything that's coming out of Heavenly's mouth. I think Heavenly was demoted this season conveniently so she didn't have to talk about everything that's going on with her son. Your thoughts?
I don't know if I necessarily believe that either. Heavenly doesn't strike me as that type, but I'll say this. If it did happen, it was the son making sure I'm staying away. Like it was, and it makes me wonder. She just said, oh, I cussed him out, maybe used some profanity. It makes me wonder, what exactly did you say for your child not to talk to you for an entire year? What did you say?
She's a nasty individual. We've seen her be nasty to these women. Yeah. Can you imagine?
And I the things that I'm imagining she said, I'm like, yeah. They seem to pour a lot into their kids and give to the kids. So for him to choose to step away for a year, if that's true, what did she say to him?
Something very nasty. But did you see that scene? Daddy, why didn't you tell me? I did tell you.
I was going to say
this happened in 2022. He's like, I did tell you. Daddy, you didn't tell. You told me recently. This happened back in 2020. But Daddy, I was like, this is weird. Like, I wasn't making a big deal of her calling him Daddy, but this whole very like little girl energy that you're giving in this moment makes it weird.
Yes, definitely makes it. And I do believe that she knew. I believe that she acted like she didn't know to us. I believe she knew.
Hence why I think she intentionally decided, and Toya and Dr. Simone both reiterated what I've been saying, that I feel like, she conveniently took a demotion this season so she didn't have to talk too much about that. And there wouldn't be a focus on her and as her storyline. Her running for political office was convenient.
I was going to say that it's like, that's why they couldn't get your contract together. She said, it took weeks for them to get her contract together. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it though. You can pop in here and there. I'm fine. Leave it.
Are you enjoying the season without her?
I'm taking it as cotton candy, like I do Potomac. I don't necessarily feel like it's a little bit more maybe substantial than Potomac, but I'm choosing to enjoy the laughs and everything. So while I don't know if I can say it's good, but I can say that I'm laughing. And I like watching Black people on TV. So that's what I'll say. Quads, Man King. I don't like negging. I'm not a fan of men negging women. And the whole why back, your breath stink, you got an attitude. I was like, what? I'm not a big fan of that, but maybe that's their dynamic and maybe she seems fine with it. But I'm laughing this season. So I'm
and for the people that don't realize it, you really did not want to watch Married to Medicine. You said that Dr. Heavenly ruined the show for you.
Yes, she did. And Married to Medicine was one of my favorite shows. It was Atlanta, Married to Medicine, and then Potomac. And she made it so that I didn't want to watch it. And it pissed me off because I couldn't enjoy, even though Dr. Simone gets on my nerves too, there's something about Dr. Heavenly that just, no matter when I try with her, then we'll see who she is on her YouTube. And it's like, no, exactly what. Just like on, I know you've seen the clip from Carlos King's Patreon where she's talking about Simone and Cecil and saying that scene was worse and went on much longer. But God forbid
she wasn't there. She got that from a producer.
And that's my issue with Dr. Heavenly is because she presents information as if it's fact. And so when she said about Toya, I got receipts on you. I said, oh no, she's just heard things. So that's why Dr. Heavenly is not a trustworthy narrator to me. Now, she had me screaming when Contessa went into a split and she said, Contessa done split her ass. Pick it back up. Those are the moments that I'm choosing to enjoy those moments, eat the meat and throw out the bones.
Let's talk about Potomac. Real Housewives of Potomac. Speaking of eating the meat and throwing out the bone. This week, Stacey Rush was on the Drew Barrymore show. She was presenting like QVC. QVC, we talked about this. You were on stage with me when Stacey revealed to us that QVC was working on some sort of fashion line with her. Yes. But look, I'm not one of the Stacey fans that are like, oh, Stacey doesn't lie. I believe she lies, okay? I believe QVC probably was not working on something with her then, but I think they would be working on something with her now, and they should. They should.
They need to work on spaghetti strap, scoot neck, knee length bodycon dresses. Because that's her signature.
She's going to dress a lot better. She's working with Wendy's stylist now.
That was crazy. I feel like Stacey does some of this stuff to be talked about. She knows what she's doing. I truly believe Stacey
She's no fool.
Many people don't know it, but I'm a great cook. Girl.
You saw those, the cobbler?
The cobbler and the potato salad. I was like, that's interesting. Okay. So I said, Stacey knows exactly what she's doing. She's the center of all the conversation. She knows.
And they really focused on her a lot this season. And this is a proven point because you saw our beautiful synergy on stage with her.
Yes.
We left there thinking that Stacey's going to be our bestest friend. But what she doesn't understand, when I get information, I'm going to talk about it. I got information about the reunion, what went down at the reunion. She unfollowed me immediately, which didn't hurt my feelings. I just found it to be interesting. And I came into the season with an open mind and an open heart.
Yes.
And I'm still loving her. If she doesn't love me anymore, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying her this season.
Me too. And when Kay said, okay, Detroit, she said, okay, Baltimore. I said, even her clapbacks with Kay that they showed, when Kay said, Stacey, you know I can fight. She said, I know you can. We've all seen it. I'm enjoying her. I'm enjoying the way she's able to handle those ladies. To me, this is what I meant with cotton candy. Potomac, there really is no substance for me. When you eat cotton candy, you get excited. You're like, oh my God, cotton candy is so good. It's not going to fill me up, but it's going to make me feel good eating it. And then once I'm done eating it, I forgot I ever ate it and I moved on to something else. That's what it is with Potomac. Potomac is cotton candy to me right now. And I'm enjoying the cotton candy.
And when you think about season 5, Monique and what went down at that reunion and how Giselle melted in front of our eyes, with Stacey having everyone come at her, not one person. Yeah. Everyone on this cast has been coming at her with no solid proof. No solid proof. Ashley's still in interviews. If this is the road that you guys are going to take at the reunion, I feel sorry for you. Yes. Everyone on this cast is coming for Stacey, and she has not shown one sweat gland at all.
Not a stutter of a voice, not a tear, not an angry raised voice, none of it. She's handling it with ease, and I think that's also what's getting to these ladies. I'm not going to give you I'm not going to become the person you want me to be by you provoking me. You're not getting that from me.
Aries.
And it's interesting that come on, say it again.
Aries woman.
I'm not going to give you the reaction you think you're going to get. Inside, I could be crying, screaming, hollering.
She is. She's at home crying right now.
You won't get it. She's talking to Timo. Like, can you believe? But you won't get it. And it's interesting that now Monique is all of a sudden switching up on her in interviews.
Monique wants to keep her position on the show.
I think so too. I think as well, which is why.
But she doesn't like Cookie, so she's not gonna teeter on that.
Yeah. I really am enjoying Stacey, and the fact that Stacey was on a daytime talk show by herself,
which is highly unusual when you look at how these housewives. But Andy already gave the cosign that he finds her endlessly entertaining. Speaking of endlessly entertaining, who's not endlessly entertaining? Kiarna. So Kiarna's been doing a lot of promo this past week. What are your thoughts on Kiarna? Did you see the preview for this week where she gets a picture frame and not the engagement ring? I feel like they're setting it up.
Me too. Because there's no way in the world they would have him look at her.
If not.
And then give her
this is not a setup. Syria. I want to throw a shoe at the damn TV screen. Because if it plays out to that way where she comes to the reunion and she's still not engaged, I'm like, okay, girl, that's you like it, we love it.
I feel like, remember when Greg last season and people got upset and he was like, when you calm down, then you'll get my last name or something like that, change some things about her. And I'm not saying she needs to change some things about her. There is a hint of immaturity around her. She cannot articulate her issue with Stacey, even at the lunch. I loved when Stacey told her, because Kay tried to flip it. You were not nice to me at the Bloom Ball. Let's go in chronological order. Then she automatically shifts it to something else. She cannot articulate an argument. I still don't believe her and Angel were as close as she says they are, like right now.
Really?
I don't believe that. I believe
they're definitely close now.
Yeah.
Which has been to Angel's detriment, I believe.
Yes, because she's not allowing herself to open up. And I'm sorry, I keep going back to this. Angel keeps talking about the energy they're giving her, especially Wendy. When Wendy laughed at Giselle bringing up catfish, you got mad. When Wendy came to you and called you out and said you have different energy than Giselle, than me, Angel's response was, I can. Okay, cool. Then I can have different energy towards you as well. And I think there's something about Angel that just doesn't, it's not unselfish. It's just, and I know some people think,
Mercurial?
Say it again.
Mercurial?
Yes, she's mercurial. And also, what we talked about in the text I sent you and Danielle, I'm used to being an NFL family moving, but your husband played for the same team, didn't he? For all his years. So where did you move? Where did you move from? Where did you move to? I think Angel was a mean girl in Wags. I do.
I mean, that's the accusations from some of the other women that were a part of that, allegedly.
I do. And it's just, there's something that, and I have to go by what I see. I don't know her in real life, but she seems like the type. There's people that bring energy to a room, and there's people that make the energy go down. And she seems like she makes the energy go down. Her and Kay. And I thought Kay would be so
Kay especially.
different. Yeah.
Kay especially. Especially when they were divas. Yeah.
I'm going to go to bed, guys. What did you think about Bobby? And Bobby saying, we'll get there when we get there.
I think Ashley is a Karen.
Me too.
I think she elevated the whole, he might have a temper problem.
Yep.
First of all, I didn't like the way that he said it, but I don't think that Bobby has shown anything to us that he has a temper problem.
Thank you.
He's silent and strong. He's silent and strong. And that's probably the only reason I'm rooting for Angel to come back for a second season.
For Bobby. That's funny. For Bobby. Yeah, I was like, he was frustrated. He probably frustrated with the
movie. I mean, they're commuting. Someone in the comments said that they were commuting from Colorado.
I saw that too. That they were commuting. I was like, I do agree with Giselle, shockingly, when she said Angel thought they'd be done filming by now. Surprise, surprise.
I didn't even think it was a big deal. And Wendy I didn't really love Wendy this week, but I was like, okay, Angel, you've been coming for Wendy, so she doesn't see it for you anymore. But at the same time, I was like, you don't need to add anything, Wendy.
Yeah.
You don't need to add evicted. I don't think she was evicted.
And I
think it was an Airbnb.
Giselle said that. It was like the way Giselle presented the story was like she got put out. It was like, no, her lease ended. Now, maybe she had the wrong dates. But then at the end of that scene, when Giselle says, well, Bobby doesn't like Eddie. And the way Wendy just started laughing. And then she goes, okay, I made that up. I'm like, yeah, and how much else have you made up and not just told us that you made it up?
She's admitted a lot this season in regards to her ways.
I mean, she knows that her position is safe with Bravo. They're allegedly putting her on the ultimate road trip. I'm like, I need some OGs on the road trip. I don't want you've been here 10 seasons.
Well, I did spill some tea earlier today during my live in regards to it, because I heard from some very reliable sources that the rumors, Page 6, everyone was reporting Page 6, but, X has been the one who's been on it in regards to Nene being considered for this. But I heard from some sources, I don't know who leaked this to the blogs, but there ain't no contract yet, from what I've heard.
Are they in talks, though? Is it true that she's in talks at least?
I don't know. In talks is a strong exaggeration. Not saying it's impossible, because I spilled the tea in London a year ago that she was going to join Traders.
I remember that.
However, based on what I've heard, and I'm going to get some more information this weekend, hopefully. Okay. What I've heard, in talks is strong. And yeah. Other people are definitely confirmed. I already know some people that have gotten actual contracts. Not necessarily signed on the dotted line yet, but I mean, I don't know if Bravo's the one putting this out there because they want her to do that, but no. Yeah, no.
That would, I
honestly don't think Nene's the one spreading that.
I put out a praise dance when I saw that. I said, oh.
It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I feel like based on what I've heard, I'm like, oh, so wait, so where did this come from?
And you said you don't think Nene's the one putting it out.
I don't think Nene's the one putting it out. Based on what I heard.
Oh, man, I got to get Jesus off the main line because, everybody's there, and pull him to the back line and say,
if you're going to do this, I feel like Nene should be a part of it. Big E is a part of it. She already confirmed that she's going to be a part of it. They said that Giselle's going to be a part of it. They said Teresa Giudice is going to be. They're really, the main characters of this are going to be the OGs.
And so I want my OG to be an OG. Like, enough. We saw Giselle in the Ultimate Girls Trip. We saw her in Love. Well, I didn't watch it, but Love Hotel. Give me give me anybody but Kim Zolciak. I personally could never see her again and be fine.
They said that Kim's in talks too. So I haven't heard anything in regards to Kim, but yeah, that when I heard what I heard today, I was like, wait, so that's interesting. So who's putting this out there that this is happening?
Well, man, I wish that it was Kim and 5 Black women so that she could have the same experience in her mind that she had season 10 reunion when she said, what other white women would sit on this couch with Black women. That's just me, though.
I definitely think Kim is going to be a part of it because she's back in the good graces of the network. But we'll have to wait and see. They have to figure this out soon because they're starting to film at the end of January.
In January, right?
Yeah.
And is Vicky signed on officially? Because she said she was.
Yeah. Okay. Vicky Gunvalson is going to be a part of that, and then she's going to start filming OC.
Wow. Okay, so I hope it's good. So are they're replacing Girls Trip with Road Trip?
Yeah, it's going to be Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip.
And are
they're going to be traveling to some iconic spots over Real Housewives history.
Okay, so spots. I thought they were going to be traveling. I don't know why, to see other housewives. That's what I thought.
The premise of it, they weren't very clear on what the premise is, but that's apparently what it's going to be. They're going to start in Orange County and then make their way over to the East Coast.
Oh, that makes sense. They're going to start with the first one. Okay, they're going to start with the first one, but they need to conclude with the one that put it on the map, Atlanta. Okay, for me.
I mean, again, I don't know who's putting it out there. I got to get more information, but I do feel like, based on what I've heard today, people saying that it's, first of all, page 6 article, they just pieced together everything that they saw us talking about on social. So I was like, ain't nothing new. Y'all just changed the word in talks. Literally their first sentence is my thumbnail. The door is open. I said, page 6. Was it a slow news thing? So but everyone runs with that because it's page 6.
Yeah.
Everyone runs with that and they're like, oh my God, so Nene's returning. I was like, well, X has been saying it for over a week.
Right. But it just depends.
We did a whole live last week, and the thumbnail said the door is open.
Yeah.
Page 6, if you're watching, at least have me on the platform.
I know. Say it again.
I mean, their numbers are terrible, though. So I do better numbers on YouTube than they do. Y'all need me. Right, Crystal and Cynthia? I have one of the top videos on their YouTube channel.
Yes, you are, because I looked.
And Cynthia, where's my Golisi mail? Golisi mail? I'm gonna have to learn how to say it.
Where's his Golisi mail? And make sure that you respond. Like Nene said, when I DM, respond immediately.
See, this is why Nene needs to return. I think it's been long enough. Nene needs to return. It's going on 6 years since the last time she was on the network. It's time for Nene to return. I don't think she needs to return to Real Housewives of Atlanta just yet, but in some capacity.
Ease her way in, yeah.
In some capacity. in regards to Potomac, we talked about Angel, we talked about Kiana, we talked about what about Ashley? How are you feeling about Ashley? This week, Ashley admits to hooking up with Charisse's son.
And Giselle told, and I've seen this repeated. Giselle talked about Stacey being around husbands and kids, and yet now there were rumors that Ashley hooked up with Charisse.
What?
Yes, that Katie hooked up with Charisse and Ashley too. So,
but wasn't Katie the one that said that?
And well, Katie was the one that said she hooked up with Ashley and Charisse. Yeah. So
I mean, anything's possible with Ashley, because I feel like, and I've been leaning on this season, Ashley is just as bad as Michael Darby.
Yes, absolutely. I feel about Ashley the same way I felt about her 10 seasons ago when the season premiered and she was on that swing saying that she has Robin had $25 in her bank account. Something about her I just did not like. And still don't. And for her, for that news to come out and it's like, oh, it's supposed to be like some fun little thing. It's like, if that was Stacey, if that was a man, let it have been a man.
Yeah, reaction. They would be called a predator, and that's why I feel about Ashley. I'm like, I'm seeing it more and more.
Yeah,
because that's weird. And then again, it's in the same season where Giselle accuses Stacey of you can't have husbands and children around Stacey. That's a big statement. That would come up at the reunion. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a good reunion. I already know, based off of her being on Drew Barrymore's show this week, Stacey, she's sitting next to Andy at that reunion.
She better be. Yeah.
You want to see Karen at the reunion? Mm-hmm. You want to see Karen at the reunion?
I honestly forgot. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of forgot about Karen, except for when they bring her up. I didn't even think about her.
How dare you? How dare you? The disrespect. Who had her sentencing?
I didn't even think about her until they bring her up.
So you don't miss her? I feel like a lot of people say that they miss Karen this season.
I think if she comes back with all the ladies, I'll be like, oh, yeah, maybe I missed her, but she's not like
at the forefront.
I don't even think about it.
Are you enjoying the season of Potomac?
Cotton candy.
Oh yes.
Cotton candy. Cotton candy you enjoy. You don't have too much of it, though, because it could be sensitive on the molars. But you enjoy. Well, there's that, too. I'm choosing to enjoy the moments that I can, call out the moments that I don't, and just move on, because I don't know if it will ever return to its former glory. So I'm just going to leave it where it's at. Even though a lot of the former glory involved castmates that I didn't really care for, what I'm over is the forcing of a beef. This beef with Stacey is forced. It's not real. Even if it was something that happened offline, I would rather hear, if Jazzy found out Stacey actually said that, because I don't believe Stacey told Ashley and Giselle.
But Jazzy and Stacey have a falling out. And you were at my show in D.C. when she told us on stage that her and Jazzy were like tight, thick as thieves.
And she was
they have some sort of falling out, and I wonder if it's because they kept on putting in Jazzy's head.
Yes.
That, she only came to your wedding because, Wendy and Ashley came. So I'm wondering if that's the root of the beef. Because if you watch the after show, Jazzy's not filming with Wendy and Stacey. And I think if they were good, she would have been.
Right. And see, I hope that she didn't let them, because I appreciated Jazzy saying, I'm going to need more proof that my girl.
But you saw she went back to ask Ashley about it. And I'm just like, oh, Lord, here it goes. She's falling for it.
And then Ashley,
unless Stacey went to them and said, if you guys aren't going, I'm not going. Unless you have proof about that,
that's what I said.
It's just hearsay. It's all hearsay. The same about the Chris of it all. The same about the bad breath of it all, even though we didn't experience that. But it was just interesting that we had someone report back to us that night that.
Do you think that we subconsciously held our breath?
Shut up, No. But I was next to her and she kept on trying to touch me. And I was like,
yes,
don't
she
touch
was.
me.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
And I didn't have that experience with her.
I didn't have it either. I did not have it either. That's when we found out that our birthdays are days apart, I believe. I think she's the third on the fourth.
Stacey, I know you're gonna watch this, girl. I know AJ watches. AJ follows me. AJ, let's mend this friendship. Look, let's mend this friendship. Let's mend this friendship. I'm ready to end the beef. Let's squash the beef.
Squash the beef. Let me mediate. AJ, me and you will mediate and squash Stacey and Kempire's beef.
I have no beef. I really feel no way about it. Even if we don't squash the beef, I feel no way about it because I still enjoy her on the show.
Yeah. Like I said,
Malicious is not y'all held your breath. I did not. I did not.
I was asking because we didn't smell it. So maybe that,
That was not my experience. That was someone else's experience.
That was not mine either.
People said that they believe that they ran with this narrative because the cast watches us. Someone got a live stream ticket to my New York City show where I talked about it. So it's my fault.
Because I just can't see, why did the breath thing all of a sudden stop?
Because it wasn't landing for them. They kept on coming for something with her, and it wasn't landing.
And that, again, come with something real. This thing, even though I didn't care for her, did not care for her. She irked my nerves. But it would have been interesting to see Mia interact with Stacey this season, like what side she would have been. Because you never know with Mia. So would she have went with Giselle and all of them, or would she have been on Stacey's side? I'm curious.
I don't know. I mean, it feels like everyone's always trying to be on Giselle's side, and I don't know why, because Giselle, I used to enjoy Giselle, but when you look at Giselle, like she, again, season 5, melted in front of us, and Stacey's getting much more than Giselle's gotten, and she is just taking it on the chin.
I mean,
she was made for this.
Giselle could dish it out, and when Wendy had enough and gave it back to her, she didn't talk to her for 2 seasons. And Candace talked about her neck. All her interviews were like this, and the turtleneck, actually, until she got it worked out. So
did she get it worked out? Did she do something?
I feel like she did.
What do you do to get your neck pulled?
I guess
I just put retinol. I put the butter retinol, guys. Go to butterskin.com. Use my discount code Kempire10. I use the retinol. I use retinol on my hands. I just got my nails did.
Come on, nails. Okay, come on, nails. Nice.
I mean, I couldn't see a damn thing because I went to the eye doctor today, and I hurried my way over to the nail salon, and I was like, "Looks good to me."
It looks good. They look good. Your hands,
thank you.
So soft like a buttermilk biscuit.
Taria, we pinned your Cash App so people can support you. Going to be covering this case. For those that watch the replay of this, don't forget to like the video. I will try my best and upload this to my YouTube channel and the podcast. So I've already done this before with Taria. Be sure to follow her on her podcast, What Else Is Going On, with TariaSFaison, and her YouTube channel. I'll be posting all the links to that. Taria, what else is coming up for you that people should look out for? And they should go watch your Outside the Courtroom live reaction that you posted on your YouTube earlier.
Just more YouTube videos I will be doing. I'm a little behind, but I will be releasing my Salt Lake City recap tomorrow, as well as my Beverly Hills recap tomorrow. But then I'll be all caught up. So I was chugging along. Just more content coming out. I got caught up in, working. I'm shifting some things around to make sure that I put in the time to cultivate this and the community that I'm building. I'm thankful to you for helping me along on that journey. You've been very instrumental. I don't take that for granted. You know that. And yeah, that's it. Y'all just come to.
Why were people calling me out in your comments under that video?
Wait.
They were calling my name, and I randomly went to see because I was watching your video, and I was like, "Why are they mentioning me in the comments?"
Wasn't that funny? I was
like twice today.
Yes. They had no idea when they said, "Where is Kempire? You need a handler." That was funny.
A mess.
Yo, I'm an Aries. As people try to catch us, and we just can't be caught. We can't be reined in.
Stacy.
Me and but it was exhilarating getting called out today after I got over the embarrassment of it all. Anyway, I'm being called out in court. Kind of, sort of, but not quite.
Have you been, one last thing, have you been watching Beverly Hills? Are you even recapping Beverly Hills?
Yes, so I recapped. I missed episodes. I hate that they're adding Watch What Happens Live again. Did they not learn their lesson before? But I recapped 1 and 3, and I'm going to be recapping last night's tomorrow. I will say this. Bose. Kyle's not my favorite for sure, but this push with her, none of it seems, it doesn't seem like it's coming from a genuine place. Stick with you and Dorit's relationship, which is interesting that she's now saying the same thing Garcelle has said about Dorit, that they've all said about Dorit, that she talks too much. I was like, but I believe Dorit really does like her. I'm going to say this. I don't know if we're getting our first season Dorit back, who just said whatever she thought. I prefer this version of Dorit, whether it's fake or not, compared to seasons past. I prefer this version of Dorit. Kyle is annoying me, as always, kind of dancing around the subject, but demanding honesty from others. The way that she has seemingly wants the audience to know that there's a different side of PK, I stand firm. You don't know a person unless you live with a person. You see the side of PK that he wants you to see, not the side that may come home 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning after drinking that Dorit has to deal with. So to kind of downplay what Dorit is saying, when she said that not to defend PK, but he probably didn't know the picture was taken. Why didn't you have that same energy for Mo? When he you didn't say that. So it's cringy.
She's a bag of contradictions.
Yes, she's so cringy to me. The Morgan thing of it all, I don't care if she never talks about it again. I'm over it now. I don't even want to hear about it anymore.
Now she's ready to talk about it. She's like, oh, it could be Brad or Angelina. Who cares? Because you thought that was like a clear setup. Because Bose was like, no, what am I asking? What am I asking?
It was like a softball pitch for her.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, so now you're ready to talk about Morgan because you're no longer dating Morgan.
Right. I don't care.
And even Erica said on Watch What Happens Live, she feels like Kyle's going to end up getting married to a man. She doesn't believe that Kyle is like a full-on lesbian. I think she had met someone that she connected with, and it was that. I don't think she's a full-on lesbian. She's not a part of the community.
I feel the same thing, too, that she's going to end up marrying a man. I thought the same thing. I also
she first got to get a divorce.
Yes, because well, I felt for her because before she even commented back to him, when they talked about Mauricio's picture being leaked, and he said, sometimes passion just overtakes you. And she said, can you shut up because you're referencing yourself? I felt for her in that moment because I was like, how long has it, that's kind of like telling her, how long has it not been since he's not had that passion with you? Like he's so overcome with passion.
What about that passion in that music video that she did with her lesbian lover?
Now that is true. And that's another thing. You can't cry privacy when you were baiting people.
Baiting, literally.
You were baiting people. You were on I was going to say a fishing expedition. That's what the defense said about the prosecution today. They were on a fishing expedition. But I'm interested in Amanda. I will tell you the scene when Amanda and Bose sat down and Amanda was talking about manifesting, the way Bose was looking, I was cracking up. I knew it was going to be something. And then when she asked her about the advice to Dorit, Bose said, what in the frou-frou? I'm looking for some advice. I wonder who Amanda's going to get into it with. Because the way they cut it could be Erica. It could be...
It looks like she gets into it with Bose a lot this season. I didn't like what Bose said last week about the whole children of it all. Because I didn't feel like Amanda was talking like she's the mother. She was like, to me, she was being inclusive of her stepchildren because they are very young and they've been in her life for a long time. She's helping raise them. And then this week, I felt like she was baiting Amanda it's like, so what advice would you give her? When Amanda clearly said that she is a life coach, therapist, and she says, I'm not a financial advisor. She literally says that in the scene. And she said that, and she's like, what is this foo-foo that she's giving? She's giving what? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and also just because you don't believe in it, clearly she's been successful at it.
That part. Very successful at it. And here's the thing that people don't understand. that they need to understand. Yes, you want some actionable steps, but first of all, Dorit should be speaking to a forensic accountant and a lawyer.
Yes.
The other thing is, if you really want to change your relationship with anything, be it money, you got to start at that foo-foo place.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why people end up with making the same mistake over and over again, because they haven't gotten to the root.
Yeah.
They're thinking, oh, if I change the action here. No, if your mindset is still messed up when it comes to money or love, whatever it may be, you're going to make the same mistake over and over again. I understood where she was coming from.
1,000%.
Now you got me defending this other lady, Bose, with that bundles on your head. What was she wearing in that scene?
I said, what, Bose, what is going on? Like, I understand this. And then you were not flat ironing Lael's hair. Girl, I didn't see. What? Okay. I said, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it, because I'm trying to have an open mind and open heart, but I just feel like there was an intentional, like, with the Kyle thing. Again, as much as Kyle gets on my nerves, I would have been irritated if I was Kyle too. Like, what? Like, what are we doing here? I ain't seen no black men at that speed dating. I said, oh, they must have.
I thought about that. I love how that white man called out Rachel Zoe for. She's like, all you white women love Coldplay.
I said, on my recap, my notes, I said, do they? Wow. Is that a thing?
I didn't even know that was a thing. I like some Coldplay here and there. I'm not a huge fan, but I like some Coldplay here and there.
We need to go look at that audience when the executive got caught, see what was in the audience.
Well, she was a white woman listening to it.
She just broke her silence. I didn't read what she said, but she just broke her silence.
Basically the same thing. She was like, she was on she made a terrible mistake, blah, 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 blah. She lost her job, blah, blah, blah.
Is she still with him, I wonder, or was it worth it?
No, they're not together.
So it's not a TJ and Amy. Okay.
No. And TJ and Amy, I saw them on the red carpet with their family. Yeah.
Their exes are still together.
Yes. Andrew Shue from Melrose Place.
Yeah, from Melrose. What a crazy story. Oh, yeah, my parents got divorced and they swapped partners.
That's crazy. But I'm not even mad at Andrew Shue and TJ's ex-wife. I'm not mad at them.
I hope they live.
They were forced into this situation.
Yeah, I hope they live happily.
And if you had a chance to date Andrew Shue, wouldn't you take it? I'm not asking you.
I might would date TJ's ex before Andrew. It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
She is beautiful, though.
Yeah, she is. She's. She is.
All right. I've kept you long enough. What happened?
I was seeing somebody said bring Jassy in full time only if she's friends with Stacey.
I think I do like Jazzy this season. I think she would do better than, she's also actually married. However, I do believe Bobby's numbers, I looked it up. He's made nearly 40 million. He's not broke. Which goes back to makes me wonder. It's like, okay, the Airbnb may have, folded for you guys, but you guys have the coins. Just get another Airbnb.
That's what I was wondering, because I didn't get the sense that they were broke either. So why wouldn't you? But I think they had to scramble because I have to give it to Giselle on this one. I think she thought we are. You
don't want to get locked in to another contract.
We're done filming, and
I promised Bobby only 3 months. It's been 3.5.
When she said, you were mad, I know I was mad. I said, Bobby was probably cussing her out in his head. Like, you were supposed to handle all this. And you got to...
I had the energy when he was in the kitchen.
Yes. I said, oh, Bobby was mad.
He told us one particular thing. He dropped the ball. But he stands by his wife. He doesn't throw his wife under the bus.
And that's more than some of them.
Cecil.
Yeah.
Okay, we kept you long enough. You had a very busy day. Again,
and
guys, make sure you're following. You ain't part. You go right to the bed. Tell Corey we're sorry for keeping you up this long. Guys, be sure to, if you're watching the replay of this, be sure to share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video because that's important. But also, I will be uploading this on other platforms. So make sure you're following both of us. Kempire on YouTube. We Go Podcast on YouTube and on the podcast platforms. We'll post links to all of that as well. You can see here in the chat, TariaSFaison is her Cash App. Support her because she will be covering the Wendy Osefo case. For those that are watching the replay of this, Share your thoughts. We had that full update. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. Happy holidays to you and yours.
Happy holidays to you and yours. Don't act like we won't be talking before then, but I'll take it.
I know.
I was going to say, that's in a week. We ain't going to talk? Okay.
Less than a week now. It's 6 days.
Yeah, that's true. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be saying Happy New Year. That's insane.
Lord.
I'm not discounting. I'm not jumping right into 2026. I was going to say I'm ready for what 2026 will bring, but I'm going to appreciate being the rest of 2025 as well, because things can change in a moment. So I'm looking forward to what the rest of 2025 will bring as well.
Yeah, I think 2026 is going to be my best year yet.
I'm manifesting that for you, and me the same. And it's going to keep getting better.
Yeah, this Wendy case is going to put you on the map.
Listen, I'm going to be out there like next time y'all see me, be like Denzel.
Next time you know. Wait, before we go, why didn't you go up to them and ask a question?
I thought you was going to forget to
ask. The press was
right
there. Like, I would have stood there and waited for him. Like, okay, one more question.
I should have, and
But you had a trial. This is all.
Because ABC News was there. Again, I fell back into that. I'm not really this. I'm not really that. She's got the jacket on. ABC News. But I wanted to ask Wendy, how do you feel support from your fans? Like, since they were talking about the legal, I wanted to try to get her. I should have, and I will next time.
And get your pictures too. Get all of your pictures. I mean, your pictures are probably the one that was floating around first on social media in regards to this. So I would have stepped forward and asked your question.
Yeah, and I'm going to start watermarking. People love to, not even. But anyway, yeah. I'm going to start watermarking stuff as well. People love to.
They don't cite their sources like we do.
And then you got people in their comments saying, oh, look at you, boots on the ground. There was no boots on no ground, and my boots were on the ground. My sneakers were on the ground. Okay, I'm going to start doing that. Or, you have the people that wait till it comes from another source just so they probably don't have to cite you. But
repost that source?
Yeah.
Lord.
But, I said, even though I feel like I definitely, when I do the work, want my credit, I know why I'm doing this, and it'll all come eventually.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the outside noise or anything like that. It's so that you can do your thing and build your own platform.
And to me, it's crazy that I'm doing this when that was my major at first in college. And then I literally wanted to be an internship at it was either ABC or NBC News. I sent away for the intern packet when I was in college because that's what I wanted to do. And now it's like
full circle.
Yeah. So without that,
Dreaming of Bloom says your kitten heels. Don't forget your kitten heels. We need to raise money for her kitten heels. She has to go buy them. TariaSFaison. Go donate to the CashApp, and that's the same as her Venmo.
High heels. Well, kitty heels on my tippy. Well, they ain't gonna have me on my tippies, not no kittens, but I will wear them. Y'all raise them.
Because Wendy's gonna be looking at you judging your fashion.
Right. That's another thing. I said she flies.
And then you're gonna need to look at her. Don't be looking at my fashions. This is what got you in your problem in the first place.
Look, me and my fashions is going. I'm assuredly will be back home this time next year. We can't say the same.
On that note, we're going to say goodnight. TariaSFaison from the What Else Is Going On podcast. Thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate you. Have a fantastic evening. Go to sleep.
I love y'all.
Bye, y'all. Thank you all for being here. Talk to you guys later. Make sure you're following us.
Yeah.
Make sure you're following us. Don't wear you said don't you wear no kitten. We're not going to see them. It's for her comfort. Okay? Good night, everyone.
Give me some Timberland. I'm going to save some money for some. I love butter Tims. I ain't had them in a while. I'll go in there with my butter Tims on. I'll do that. That'll get me moving fast.
That's something else you need to look into. There might be a protocol for what to wear at certain courthouses. So, like in the South, you have to like women can't wear pants. They have to wear a dress. I don't know if it's still the same, but I remember when Oprah was on trial in Texas. Mm-hmm.
Wow. For that beef trial? Wow.
Yep. So kitten heels might be mandatory at this courthouse.
Can you imagine? They're like, ma'am, no kitten. You must wear kitten heels, no lipstick, none of that. You can't be all cute in here.
They might say like no hats. They might not say like no sweatshirts. There might be a protocol. You might want to look that up.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea because I don't want to get there and be turned away after driving an hour. I might be on trial next to Wendy.
She needs gas money, guys. She needs gas money.
Look, I said I might be on trial next to Wendy, but I will get
No.
I will get a bond and be home. No, I'm just kidding.
God forbid. God forbid. All right, y'all. Everyone have a good night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Don't forget, Kempire After Dark live show is coming to New York City March 13th. 3 Room 42. One night only. Get your tickets. Live stream tickets are available. Check out my bio. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.